What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can follow me at GBP Daily all over the social channels. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, throw a comment down in the comment section. It really helps the channel. I would appreciate that. It is Wednesday, September 18th, and we are full steam ahead for week 3. Packers are heading to Tennessee this weekend to face the Titans for a noon game on Sunday. We are actually underdogs in this game, believe it or not. I think the line favors the Titans by 2.5 points. So, an interesting little tidbit out of Vegas there. Titans, they're 0-2. They've looked like a pretty bad football team through the first 2 weeks of the season, and somehow we are still the underdogs. So, I'm fine with that. It is what it is. Some Packers news today. Some big news. As I'm sure you guys have all seen by now, Jordan Love did practice earlier this afternoon, which you just love to see. We're less than 2 weeks out from his MCL injury, and he's already back in the practice field. It didn't seem like long ago. It was Friday night. We were getting a little worried as far as where the season was heading. We didn't know anything about his injury. Saturday, we get the good news saying it's just an MCL. Not exactly sure the timeline. 3 to 6 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. None of us knew, but boom, he's back at practice a week later. Looked pretty good. He was wearing a leg sleeve, and he was talking with reporters after practice today saying he is hopeful to play on Sunday. So only time will tell, but I'm still holding my breath as far as him giving it a go this soon. But I think if he's good to go, he thinks he's good. If the Packers thinks he's ready to roll, then let's do this thing. So, but I'm not quite sure that I'm on the other side of the line just yet and thinking he'll be our starter over Malik. We've got some more practices this week, so obviously that'll be the main thing to monitor as the week goes on. Hopefully he's good to go. But if he's not, I'm ready for Malik as well. I think either way, obviously, if Jordan plays, we've got a great shot. If Malik plays, I think we still have a decent shot. Titans are just not a good football team. So, Tyler over on Facebook. Personally, I'd like to see Love sit this week out, give Willis the revenge game, and have another week of healing. Yeah, that's tough because, I mean, if he's good to go, you play him, right? If he's out there just to get some practice reps under his legs, then sure. But I did see Malik answer a question yesterday from a reporter about the sort of revenge game against the Titans, and he responded saying, "Hey, it's not necessarily a revenge game for me. They paid me," is what he said. He appreciated the opportunity the Titans gave him as far as in the league, drafting him and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll see. Aaron over on Instagram says, I agree with Tyler. Yeah, if it was any other team, but the Titans or a team that's decent, say the Vikings next week, then maybe I'd try and push a little harder for Jordan to play. But I'm okay with either option. Give me Jordan. I'd love to see Jordan out there if he is ready. If he's not 100% or close to, then give me Malik, and I'm still feeling good about our chances. So I think the feeling is pretty similar for everybody else. Let's go with Willis. Love should rest up, no doubt. Yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. Either way, it's good news. I love Jordan. I love that Jordan's practicing, but we'll just kind of have to monitor that as the week goes on. Bruno over here in the Instagram chat. Brazil here. Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. Good to see you, Bruno. Thanks for hopping on. Jalen, do you think the Packers will open up the offense more this weekend if Malik is still the starter? Jalen, I do. Malik, at this point, has a full game under his belt. And by this weekend, he'll have 2 full weeks of practices under his belt. So even though I do think they let him sling it a little bit last weekend, I think they'll have to let him air it out a little more on Sunday if he is, in fact, a starter. I would imagine the Titans will be doing everything they can to stop the run. So let him air it out a little bit. And, yeah, we've got the receivers to handle it. So I do think they're going to open up the playbook more this weekend. I think they'll have to. So, Jalen, thank you for hopping on. Dave, looks like the Lloyd experiment is on hold. Long live Brooks. Absolutely. Joseph is in here talking about Marshawn Lloyd as well. Joseph says, stinks to see the Marshawn Lloyd news. For those of you who might have missed that yesterday, Marshawn Lloyd was put on IR due to the ankle injury he suffered during the game last weekend. Being put on IR means he will miss the next 4 games, and hopefully after that stint, he will be fully healthy, hopefully, and get plugged right back into this offense. We haven't really seen a whole lot. Unfortunately, his career so far since we drafted him has been pretty spotty and kind of ruled by injuries. He missed OTAs in minicamp with a hip injury, missed a lot of the preseason with a hamstring injury, and then obviously week 1 against the Eagles, he was out with that hamstring injury. And then last weekend, against the Colts, suffered an ankle injury. So hopefully this 4-week stint on IR will get him fully healthy, and we can start to see a little bit more of him because he did show some flashes last weekend when he was out there. So, Joseph, Dave, thank you for hopping in the chat. I appreciate you. Tyler, our offense won't win this game against the Titans. Our defense will. Titans have a good defense, but Levis makes some really stupid mistakes. I'm betting 5+ turnovers from them. 5+ turnovers, Tyler. That is a bold statement. As much as I would love 5+ turnovers, the first game that comes to mind on getting a ton of turnovers like that is the 2014 NFC Championship game. Sorry I had to bring that up, but for some reason that game just comes to mind immediately. But no, I agree with you. Our defense will be put up against it again. So we're going to have to rely on them again this weekend. They played great last weekend and only gave up 3 points heading into the late 4th quarter. So I agree with you. Defense is going to win this game for us. Phil over on Instagram would love 10 versus the Vikings, most importantly. Yeah, Phil, that's where my head's been at pretty much this entire time. Is I figured he would miss last weekend, which he obviously did. As of before today, when he was practicing, I thought he was going to miss this weekend as well, and then make a return against the Vikes next weekend at home on Sunday in Lambeau Field. But now that he's practiced today, I don't know. I think he's for sure back next weekend, you'd think. And then this weekend is just kind of one of those wait and see games. We'll see what happens tomorrow at practice, and we'll see what happens as the week goes on. But yeah, I would love 10 back against the Vikings, most importantly. So Haley, not Packers related, but go Brewers. Heck yes, go Brewers. I am a huge Brewers fan as well. So clinching the NL Central 2 straight years, absolutely love it. And they just won a few minutes ago on a walk-off. Thanks to Jackson Churios. He had a leadoff triple in the bottom of the 9th. And then Jake Bowers had a base hit with the bases loaded. And Brewers win. So let's get after it. Dylan, my guy. It has been too long, my brother. Rob, what's going on, my man? Dylan, good to see you. Good to see you. How you been? I've been doing good. Marcus, favorite spot to eat at when you're in Green Bay? Marcus, what's going on? That's a tough question. I'm usually up in Green Bay for OTAs in the early summer, training camp for about a week in August, and then typically about 2, maybe 3 games during the season. I love watching the games at home. However, I've said many times, there's nowhere else I'd rather be in the entire world than Lambeau Field on game day. But there is, I find great joy in watching the games at home as well, with the fam, with my dad, whoever. So, but anyways, yeah, up in Green Bay for a couple games a year. We always like to try something new whenever we're up there. Try somewhere that we haven't been before, maybe. But there are some staples we hit up just about every time we go there. One of them being 1919 Pub, right inside Lambeau Field. You can never go wrong there. It's always a good excuse to get inside Lambeau. And although the food and drinks are good, I think it's mainly just the vibes. You're in Lambeau Field, gives you a chance to hit up the pro shop. Spend way more money than you probably plan on heading in there. But yeah, 1919 is great. Outside of that, we usually always go to Fox Harbor. That is an awesome restaurant right on the river there, a couple miles from Lambeau. And then another good spot, Kroll's is always good. They've got good food. It's a pretty chill vibe. You're next to the stadium. So, yeah, that's what I'd say. If I had to say one spot on a suggestion base, hit up Fox Harbor. Good stuff over there. So, Marcus, thank you for the question. Appreciate you, man. Excuse me. Got some allergies going on. Dylan, Rob, how is that helmet spinning to your left? I got this from the pro shop, and it's kind of a nerdy little thing, but it's actually a magnet. Believe it or not, Dylan. So it's pretty sweet, though, isn't it? Appreciate you, Dylan. Nick, I don't know if you have already covered this, but do you want Jordan to play Sunday? I'd rather him be 100% coming back at 80% than coming back at 80% and hurts himself again. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Get as close to 100% as you can. And if he's close this weekend, then let's just give it a go. We can't – every game is so important. And I know it's the Titans, but obviously with Jordan being out, our chances of winning decreases drastically, although I still do think we have a great chance of winning with Malik because the Titans are just not a good team. But if Jordan's near 100% and he wants to go and the Packers think he's ready to go, then I'm all for it. So, Nick, thanks for hopping on. Tyler, I have to ask because it's my favorite question to ask since it gets a variety of answers. You get to have a meal with any Packers player, living or not. Who are you eating with? Man, that is an absolutely loaded question. The immediate person that comes to mind is Raj. He was and is one of my favorite Packers of all time. Just the GOAT. So I'd go Aaron Rodgers for sure. A couple other guys that come to mind. Vince. Obviously, he's not a Packers player. Another one I would go with would be like Ron Wolf or Ted Thompson. Having a conversation with those guys and how it is to build and run a team would be super interesting, at least from my point of view. But you're talking about players, so yeah, I'd have to go with Raj. I don't know. He's just such an interesting person, I feel like, from what at least we know, which the general public, probably knows a fraction of who he actually is. But I don't know. Yeah, I'd go with Raj for sure. If it helps, my answer is Amon Green. He was a running back when I became a fan, and for some reason I fell in love with his play style. Absolutely love me some Amon Green. Gosh, his helmet or his jersey is cut off in the video, but had a chance to meet him 2 years ago before a game, before Aaron and Randall Cobb's last game as a Packer against the Lions, that Week 17 game where we lost, unfortunately. But yeah, had a chance to meet Amon Green. He's a stud, super nice. Had him sign my jersey of his. So great dude and a great answer, Tyler. Thanks for hopping on, my man. Appreciate you. Danny over on Facebook as well. Thank you for hopping on, Danny. What do you think about Sterling Sharp being snubbed from the Hall of Fame finalists this year? Also, do you think Donald Driver will get into the Hall of Fame? He made the finalist list this year. Sterling getting snubbed is no surprise, unfortunately. He 100% deserves to be in, and I'll leave it at that. I can go on all night about that. Hopefully one day he will get in, and I do think that day will come. It's just a matter of when. As far as Donald Driver, will he make the Hall of Fame? No, I do not think Donald has, unfortunately, any chance whatsoever to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But Packers Hall of Famer, he's one of my favorite Packers of all time. Just everything you want in a player for your favorite team. Starts and finishes in Green Bay. He does so much stuff, inside Wisconsin, businesses, charities, organizations, and whatnot. So Love me some Donald Driver, but he is not going to get into the Hall of Fame, unfortunately. All right, it is time for the fact of the day. Fact of the day brought to you by TickPick. They guarantee the lowest prices on Packers tickets, and even better, if you find tickets that are somehow cheaper than what they've got them at, TickPick will give you 110% of your money back. If you want $20 off your next ticket order, use the code Packers20 at checkout for $20 off. That can only be used in the app, so be sure to download the app with the season underway. The fact of the day today is Pro Bowl defensive backs Bob Jeter, who was with the Packers from 1963 to 1970, Charles Woodson, who was with the Packers from 2008 to 2014, and Clinton Dix, who was with the Pack from 2014 to 2018, all wore the number 21. A somewhat minuscule fact of the day, but nonetheless, the more you know, right? So, love me. Bob Jeter was a little before my time. He played the year my dad was born. So, to put that in perspective, Charles Woodson, of course. I've said it. I've got a bunch of favorite Packers apparently, and he's one of them. And then Clinton Dix rounding it off with also 21. So big shout out to TickPick for partnering up with myself for the fact of the day. I would never promote something I'm not on board with 100%. I've used them. They're great. They are the cheapest tickets out there. They show it every single week. So yeah, hit them up. Use the code Packers20 for $20 off in the app. Appreciate it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today as far as the show goes. But as you know, the content never stops. I'm always posting everything and anything Packers related all day long. So be sure to follow at GP Daily all over the social channels. I will be back and at it again tomorrow morning. And I look forward to seeing you guys then. And until then, I will catch you guys later. Thank you.